So I'm making this video in case my snap, like, it wasn't really clear what I was saying. So I'm just gonna make this to like summarize things and like make it a little more straight to show you what actually happened type shit. Not show you, but like, tell you what actually happened. So me, my sister, my dad had ordered Chinese food before, but like it was really bad. So we're like, fuck it, we'll just go to Miller's, right? And we park in front of the restaurant and we just start talking, regular shit, like experiences, blah, 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 right? We see this dude, right? He starts shaking, right? And we're wondering, like, is he good? He was like shaking like violently. I'm like, damn, I think he's having a seizure, right? So he starts seizing, and then his family catches him, and then the grandma in the family takes the kid and walks out to like the middle. So there's an entrance, and then in the entrance there's a little waiting room, and then the restaurant, right? So the grandma takes the kid to the waiting room. Right? After that, they catch him, they sit him down, and like he's sitting there seizing a little bit, right? It starts to slow down, so I'm talking to my sister. I'm like, oh, they look like they have things in control. Maybe this is a reoccurring thing, right? Because we're debating whether we should like call the police or not, because dude was seizing and no one's really doing anything about it, right? The staff looked calm at first, and they were just moving like everything was fine. Like one of the waitresses came out there like, are you good? And they're like, yeah, we're good, right? And we're like, okay, this may be like some type of thing like that's more reoccurring, So we're sitting there and we're like, damn, should we go get our food? Because our food was done like before the seizure even happened, but like as we're about to go get it, like we're still in the car, we're like, oh, we should go get it now. That's when the whole thing happened. So we're sitting there like, damn, like, would this be a bad time to get our food? And then we see one of the servers get on the phone. So I'm like, oh, they're probably calling the police, because the dude, he's sitting in the chair like 5 minutes after he started seizing again. And at this point, like the grandpa was like, he was tripping. He was like hands on his head, like, bro, this can't be happening. Like, I'm thinking like, dang, this man's about to die, because there's no way that he starts seizing again. Like nobody was doing anything for a hot minute. So when the dude was calling the police, he was like panicking. And then his manager came over and he was looking worried. And this whole time, grandma, grandpa, they're just pacing around like, bro, is this real life? Like, what's going on? So I'm assuming like it was probably grandpa's kid, so probably the dad of the family, right? So we're sitting there like, damn, like this shit is really going down. We're watching this whole thing go down. And I'm like, bro, the police took like 20 minutes to get there, and we're sitting there at the 10-minute mark like, damn, if this dude is like dead, there was no way of saving him because the police took so long to get there, right? So I'm sitting there like, bro, how are we gonna get our food? Should we wait for this to play out? So we're like, you know what? Let's check around the building. So we drive around the building, and there's a curbside pickup. So we go in and we ask for the food. I'm trying to peek over, see what's happening. Dude's still slumped on the bench with his family. I'm like, okay, this isn't looking so good for him. So we get our food and we loop around the building to the front. We park on the other side of the parking lot, and we're watching everything go down. The family walks out. They're tripping. They don't know what to do. They're still waiting for the ambulances. And they're like, I say, once they hit the 20-minute mark, then the ambulance came and a fire truck came, right? So they come around. We move the truck so we move the car so we won't get stuck by the trucks, right? So at this point, we're back at the side where the curbside pickup is, right? So the ambulance, they take out the little stretcher to go in, and they're in there for a hot minute. The family's outside. One of the managers came out. He was like crying and stuff. I'm like, bro, this looks like he's about to be gone, bro. So the family's outside. They're talking about it. Paramedics are in there. 5-10 minutes go by. We're sitting there like, bro, maybe they're taking his vitals. Like, we don't know what's going on. Eventually, a paramedic comes out, goes to the truck, gets a bag, comes back. And we're like, okay, that may be the vitals bag. So maybe he's good, right? But we're still sitting outside. At this point, it was like some couple with who was with the family. A paramedic goes out, and they're talking, and they have this little, oh no. So I'm like, dang, they might be fucked, right? 10-20 minutes later, paramedics come back out with all their stuff. So we're sitting like, maybe he's fine, right? He walks out like holding on to people. He's stumbling a little bit, so he ended up being fine. But like, he was out for a good minute, so I thought he was gone, but he ended up pulling through. Night went success. I don't know if they went back to get food, because they didn't get food at the time, but he was fine. We ended up going home, having nice Millers. It was what it is, bro. Dice que mi bicho está cabrón, yo dejo que jueguen.